Loading time. Let's get here. There we go. We are live. That is awesome. And right as we go live. Oh, damn it. Lovely way to start the stream, isn't it? I gotta love seasonal allergies. It's been wrecking me the past few days. Hey everyone. Hope things have been going well for you. I do apologize for having been off last week. Work was just really kind of taking it out of me last week, and I did not have the energy to get on stream. So we are just going to get back on the horse this week. That's the main idea. I don't have any major announcements. Just again going through my normal 2 streams per week and having fun otherwise. Um, yeah, I got nothing new. So let's just go ahead and get into our stuff. As we've been doing recently, we shall start the day off with puzzles, word puzzles. Yay. Um, yes. Getting on. I actually went almost a full. I mentioned last week I was just had no energy. I went like a full week without doing any of these guess the phrases. Normally I do them daily. Um, but that gives us time to do a couple here. Today's one, 7 clues. Let's see if we can get this in under a minute. 7 might be pushing it, but we'll see. 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's gonna be raining cats and dogs, I'm sure. As if something related to songs, musical, solar system's most volcanic moon, Io, and house going Felidae. Felines, fine. Ballad or anthem, song, computer or mind. What? Boxers and pugs. Well, those are dogs. Bodies are confidence. Oh, this is why looking at the whatever around works. 33 seconds. There we go. Now, this is one where actually the guess the phrase looking around a clue helps because you notice right when I started, I saw that it's raining and I instantly knew it was supposed to be cats and dogs. And that's also what helped me get to memory for that one. Once I realized something dancing felines and the song, memory. And that fit what that clue was. Oh, all right. That was fun. That was quick. I'm glad I got that in well under a minute. So with that said, I got to see my shame. I've missed so many days, but we'll start filling these in. All right, 9 on this one again. Minute 20. Let's see here. 3, 2, 1. So Christy creators there's something that's gonna be an Agatha here. Oh no, maybe something Marple. Meghan Marple? I don't know. Beauty pageant crown awarded Miss America. Christy, yeah, that's Agatha, of course. Word that follows Park Place. Give a pep talk feeling pump. Place where borrowing is. I don't know. Someone who likes to see many raise hands. That's the teacher. How the gym teacher tells you to place your feet before jump. Tells you to place your feet. Oh, this is good. These 2 clues. Place where borrowing is something. The blank in the bank. This is where borrowing is allowed. Give a pep talk feeling pumped up. Oh, it does start with an E. That was just a random. I was starting to do brute force. There's a G. There's a D. There's an A. C. I have no clue, y'all. We're just brute forcing this completely. And giving a pep talk. Courage and courage. Place where borrowing is encouraged. It's not a bank. Uh, lender, loan. What lit? Oh, library. Different type of borrowing. The blank in the library. Okay, I have no. Opposite. Keep blank and soul. Again, I have no clue. Has an R. It has a T. Parts. Opposite of a part together. Keep the mind. Nope, not mind. Heart. Body. The body in the library. Okay. Took 2 minutes. I had no clue for several of those. Let's try to redeem myself here. Oop, that's today's. Let's see if we can do better. 16 clues. Oh, Lord, I have no clue how long this is going to take. 3 minutes? Let's see here. U-turn from afar. No clue. Time after time. That's a whisper. Aunts, uncles, and cousins are your extended family, relatives. There we go. Hush now. Shh. We have guests, friends, family, relative. No, I shouldn't be forcing this so early in the game. We have company over. There we go. Destination for yellow buses. That's obviously school. Will your school sets like no flown? A rule that your school sets. I don't know. The one right here. That is that's a hint clue. Oh, it's this. A meter is meter units. What your allowance does, that's money for what it's worth. Across the pond, unit worth 100 pence, that's a pound. Unit equal to 2,000 pounds, that's a ton. Something that's a no stone unturned. Something you look up adding to your U-turn. U-turn from afar. Has an E. Has an F. U-turn from after. Oh, I said I misread that. Damn it. Something you look up before adding it to your definition, diction. Something you look up before adding it to your vocabulary and losing. Something you look up. Word. Word that comes after maternity, that's no. Word that comes after maternity, leave. So no, the final clue is leave no stone unturned. What comes after maternity? You're turning the company's time off. Yeah, and I'm being so dumb. It has a I, Y, O. Wow, I'm being so dumb. We're gonna beat 3 minutes, but policy. Oh, good lord. Yeah, still, that was not good. We're doing one more. I gotta end on a good note here. These were just awful. Suddenly enters he came. Comes upon a hidden treasure. What babies are wants to pass the tossum? That's just kids. Believe when kids pretend that's make believe. TV, reality TV. That's Big Brother. Okay, 5 clues, 20 seconds. Pretty good. That was quick though. Trash container. Trash can. Stay with me. Yoga class chant. When the doors. Heard the doorbell ring. Person as in they. Oh, someone. The compass like pizza or ring. Circles. Okay, we've done 2 in like 20 seconds. That's pretty good. We're gonna leave it there. I think we're well and warmed up. And it'll be fun what we're doing today because if you've seen the title here, we are playing a relatively new game. If you wouldn't even call it a game, it's more like a sandbox thing. This is Subway Builder, and it's exactly what it sounds on the tin. Exactly what it says on the tin. You are building subways in real American cities. So for people who aren't in the US, I don't think they have extras of that in the game yet. They might. The video that I watched the other day only had American cities. I forget when that video was recorded, so there might have been an update. But yeah, if you're a transit nerd, This is going to be awesome. You basically get to go in real time. It uses, and not only does all American status, it uses like Google Earth data to create the cities that you actually have to build in, and they use relatively, they don't use actual pricing, but they do stuff that's a lot more realistic than some of the other like sandbox games out there because you have to use eminent domain. Things are more expensive if it's elevated or if it's dug underground or even further underground. And then you just get to manage it as it runs. So you get to monitor ticket prices, those sorts of things, which I'm sure for a lot of people sounds incredibly dull. Um, but I do like my cities, uh, city planning and things like that. You obviously, if you were, I shouldn't say obviously, but if you would followed my YouTube, you know that one of the games that I've played a lot in the past was Mini Metro. It actually I think has one of like the most or second most hours um on my Steam account. This actually is not on Steam. I just had to download this from the guy's website. But of course, Mini Metro is much more of a game, and it's not necessarily meant as super realistic because the how people come in and out, there's no pricing there. It's more just a management of flow. While this one is actually coming in and getting into some of those more realistic details. So again, very nerdy, maybe even not super gamey, although obviously they say it's games and whatever else here. Um, but I'm excited to try this out just based on the video that I watched earlier. I want to see how well I can build subway systems. Um, Another thing you might know about me, if you followed along, is I do live in the DC area, and I know for a fact DC is an option to play here in the game. I think that's almost a little too on the nose. Um, I think I'd almost go. I don't want to like recreate the DC Metro. Um, I do have my own current thoughts as to how the current Metro could be improved, and that might be fun to work with at some point. Uh, but what I'm gonna do, I'm hoping that my hometown has an option in here. I will be shocked if it does because the Metro where I came from, it was literally just one line for a long time, and in high school they added their second. It is here! Oh, wow, I was like the last one on the list. So yes, I'm originally from St. Louis. Um, okay, that actually really excites me. I'm now psyched. I'm gonna be playing St. Louis here. Um, Revive the gateway to the west with modern rails beneath the arch. Normal mode or sandbox mode? We're gonna try normal mode here. It'll be fun to do sandbox at some point. Um, but we're gonna start here. Mediterranean construction prices with 3 billion bucks. So, oh, we have a tutorial. That'll be nice. So, all right, yes, you can see this is data that comes from Google, I believe. So you can zoom in and out and see whatever. Oh, this is as far out as we can go. Oh, okay, it's not quite. So, um, we'll have some exploration to do. I want to show you guys St. Louis here. Especially because I think, as you see, there's a little button on the side here that actually goes 3D. I hope my computer can do this. Yes. How do we rotate? Oh, there we go. Ah, what'd they do to the arch? No, they bricked the arch. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. Oh, yikes. Okay, okay. Uh, okay, anyway, let's okay, we're gonna spare the arch some more stuff. I wonder how modern this layout is, because there's the baseball stadium. I think this is the dome. I need to see because somewhere around here they've got they probably should have notes for the existing train tracks. Ugh, I need to know my own hometown a little bit better. But Where Union Station is also close to where they have the hockey arena and the new soccer stadium. And I've actually been to that soccer stadium. I've gone to a game back for St. Louis City SC. I can't immediately tell uh, if the hockey rink and the soccer stadium are here. If they are, they're not showing up. I don't think that's the hockey rink. Anyway, let's zoom out a bit. There's more to show off in St. Louis. Over here is Forest Park. Forest Park is amazing. Um, I don't know. I I'm biased because I'm from St. Louis, but I do think it is easily one of the best urban parks in the nation. I think it's like 2 or 3 times the size of Central Park in New York City. It's got our science center. It's got the art museum. It's got, I mean, there's a golf course in there, which kind of sucks. It's got the Muni, which is an award-winning outdoor amphitheater. Um, let's see, yes, it's Science Center, Art Museum. It's got the zoo. The zoo is here. And then just an amazing set of trails and stuff. This is where the 1904 World's Fair took place. And I know St. Louis, it's kind of silly how much St. Louis banks on, oh yeah, we hosted the 1904 World's Fair, which, eh, and the 1904 Olympics. Let's go back to 2D. We're going to see if we can find, why is that looking like that? Okay, yeah, I think this is the airport. Oh yeah, that's the airport. It's definitely the airport. Um, I almost always use Terminal 2 because it's Southwest and I always fly Southwest. Although I'm really mad they've gotten rid of open seating. They're trying to market it as a benefit. It's like, oh, you can guarantee what seat you want, but no, no. The open seating was amazing. Uh, anyway, so what else? Okay, so let's start the tutorial here. Just so that I'm not spewing on about St. Louis too much, and learn about the things that are in the game. Because again, this game actually not only uses real like Google Earth data to, determine what your positions are and where you can build, but it also uses census data, and business data to figure out where people are, where they work, and it's up to you to try to work with that and make a subway system that works really well for the city you're working with. Been running the system for 30 years. Stick with me and I'll show you how to build something that actually works. Learn your tools. Drag to pan, scroll and zoom, right click rotates. Master these first. Can't build if you can't navigate. I did that. We were seeing me do that. Oh, and I can actually even rotate in 2D, can't I? Ah, yeah. That's actually pretty nice. Oh, and scrolling zoom. We're good. We've messed with that for the past few minutes already. Data before digging. We check demand before we build. That's how the pros do it. So we click here. Population data. Hit demand stats. This is your bread and butter. That shows where people actually live and work. Bigger circles equals higher residential density. These folks need to get to work every morning. So this is showing us St. Louis population density. You can see kind of in the, there's no spot in St. Louis that is super dense, which is probably why the existing St. Louis Metro has never really taken off. It kind of works for what it does. It basically goes east to west, kind of through this central area, and that's about it. It'll go up to the airport. The new branch came down further into South County a little bit, so you can kind of see where some of that density is here on the map, and that's what the current metro taps into. But you can see that St. Louis's residential density isn't huge, and it's been surprising because I've lived in the DC area now for what is it, 13 years, and it is a noticeable difference. Like even though I live in like I don't live in DC itself. I've always lived in like one of the DC suburbs. And even the DC suburbs are more dense than what St. Louis has. It's wild going back home to visit my parents and just feeling how open everything is. I still love it, but I do like I liked being in St. Louis and I liked being in the suburbs of DC because it wasn't too high a density, but you had access to the city for all of the benefits that a big city has. The St. Louis metro area is about 2 million people, so it's pretty big. It's not pretty spread out. St. Louis is interesting though because St. Louis is one of the few places outside of Virginia, actually, where I currently am, where the city is separate from the county. Um, that happened a long time ago, back when St. Louis was literally one of like the top five biggest cities in the nation. Um, because they thought the economics were too thin, and the city thought they could do better if they weren't attached to the county. And then, of course, we know St. Louis suffered the same fate that a lot of Rust Belt cities do, and the fact that it's split from the county has actually been, hampering a lot of rebound. Um, so travel demands. Okay, so there's other stuff we can do here, but it's not really letting us click. We've got all modes here. Let's just go through the whole tutorial first. Um, Click workers to see employment centers. Big centers equals more workers. This is where your morning rush needs to go. So let's flip it. And yeah, here you can really see kind of what I was talking about before. The St. Louis Metro, basically, its bread and butter is going east to west through kind of the center of this um, commercial density, I should say. You've got some other big circles up by the airport, and then not much else. There's I know when I was growing up, this is actually now we're into like St. Charles County instead of St. Louis County. And there's a lot of like industrial commercial stuff up there, but even on this map, you can see it's not super big. And I do apologize for everyone in East St. Louis for not really talking about you a lot. You can kind of see why in this worker density map. Apologies to East St. Louis. Slightly going into politics here, but it's my personal opinion that St. Louis City and St. Louis County should just move from Missouri to Illinois. It would simplify so much things and it would make the world so much better for everyone in St. Louis City and St. Louis County. Of course, that's leaving some other people behind in the rest of Missouri. So there's a lot that needs to be fixed. A lot of the jokes about Missouri, I will unfortunately admit, are legitimate. But the way the world is going right now, there's a lot of like demographic sorting going on. I'll just say that. So here's a worker sentence. Continue. Ooh, okay. Connect where people live, where they want to work. Look for the biggest gaps. That's where you build first. So we can flip back and forth between those. Actually, we can actually do see some nice commercial stuff in this area. Interesting. Yeah, actually, there's like no residents here. What's going on? Okay, what is this? West County. What is that area? Hang on, now I'm really curious. What am I forgetting about over here? Okay, I know there's some big malls right here. I mean, this looks like residential, though. Maybe it's just office parks? It must be just office parks. I don't remember that. I do remember this. These are lots of shops along the main road here. I think this is Manchester, if I recall correctly. But we'll get back to that. Where else is there some interesting flips between residents and workers? I mean, here's an interesting little work corridor as well. If we got the metro all the way out here, maybe we can do a little swap up into there. So here's the thing. Connecting a bunch of different work areas is kind of good, but you need to get the residents to the work areas. So having a corridor just through the work areas, I feel like would be a little short-sighted. I mean, I can certainly see, if people want to go from work to a restaurant or from work to like an entertainment district, you're still going from a non-resident place to a non-resident place. So those you probably do want to connect. But there needs to be a lot more like integration between some resident stuff and some work stuff to really get all things going. Now, what else am I going to do here? One thing I think they'll probably take this through the tutorial in a moment, but can I? Yeah, okay. So, oh wow. Huh. There isn't. So this is a map of travel demand. In theory, is telling you how people move. Why it's saying everyone is no one is driving here. It's saying no one is walking. It's saying no one is straight. Okay, so they're just not. They haven't calculated transit stuff here, and probably because I haven't started. Oh yeah, because I haven't started the simulation. There's no demand. That's what's going on. So those will be more interesting as we start going through things. Construction time. Well, you've done your homework. Hit that wrench icon to start building. All right. So actually, what do I want to do? Um, so as I mentioned before, this makes sense to have a line that goes straight through here, especially because one thing that I said, I've talked about Forest Park before. People love getting to Forest Park. There's the business districts as well as like entertainment stuff. I've mentioned the stadiums that are downtown. So having a nice connection through here makes the most sense. We're going to have to do something like that to start off with. And if we want to make money, then that is a great first thing to do. The question then is how much more do you want on your transit system? Because you have to connect residents to their work. So having a transit that just goes through here, there's still a lot of residents there. So that's actually, again, some of the highest density. We can certainly connect that. I'm thinking, what other routes am I going to want to build in the future? Because we've got a fair amount relative to the area around them, work stuff going through here. This work area here, and there's some nice residents here. We also definitely want to connect to the airport at some point. So I'm wondering if it would make sense to almost create like a triangular system. One line that does this from downtown through the airport. One line that does this, airport more out to West County. And then another line that connects West County directly to downtown. Now let's see here. Where are these people working? That's a good question because there's a lot of residents down here in South County that we're going to want to connect somehow. Maybe these two like cross lines that I've talked about can do like a little bow to them. That might work. That might work. All right, but first things first, again, it does make the most sense to build an east-west line ooh, I forgot. Again, I keep forgetting about East St. Louis. We've got some residents up here that will want to connect at some point. I think the east-west line can maybe go out and hit these residents, if that makes sense. There's not a lot of work stuff out there. I don't know if these people even come into the city to work. You would expect them to. All right, but let's start building. Quick build stations. Let's put some stops on the map. All right, well, okay. How do I click build stations? Build stations, here we are. Click the map to place your first terminal. Consider going to the demand stats to find a spot with good demand. So demand. There's not much here. So yeah, this area, that's residents, that's workers. If we want workers, we're gonna want to hit like up here. And there's some good resident stuff as well. So like up here, going from the arch, basically, straight into Forest Park, sticking north of, which highway is this? That's 60, no, that's, oh, I'm being so dumb right now. So I think this is 44. If this isn't 44, then this is. Hang on, let me zoom out. I lost the highways. Because this one goes way out here. Where's 270? That's way... Hang on. Nope. Okay, I think this is 44, and the one that comes out from the park, that's got to be 64. Oh yeah, yeah, that's 64. All right, we want to stay north of 64 while we build our first few stations. Click on the map to place your first terminal. All right. Um, this is going to think. I think it'll make the most sense to make this an underground section of the park or of the metro. Um, all right, where are we? Because I want to build like on this, because this is the old courthouse. That is a great location. Again, right next to the Arch Museum. Uh, yeah, we want to get people into downtown. Here's the baseball stadium. I wonder if we can build underground right here. There doesn't seem to be any buildings in our way, and that's kind of a nice equidistant spot between these. All right, let's build station, elevation. Let's go underground. I think, yes, if we go too deep, we double the cost. Um, and downtown, let's see if we can make it a quad wide. Because again, my intention is to have that sort of triangle system going through. So down where everything intersects, you're going to want more uh, tracks going through. So I'm going to see what happens if we try to build a quad station right here. Station's too short. Okay, well, fine. Oh, well. Uh, minimum length. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked there. Okay, so hang on. Oh, sorry. I click and drag. Okay. So let's make our station. Oh, wait. Click the map and then drag. Let's make this. Okay, it's 4 wide. We're going to. Oh, that's as long as it'll go. Okay. 7th Street. I want to rename this at some point. Second station goes between your terminals. This connects your endpoints. What? Second station. Wait, go back. Click the map to place your first terminal. Consider going back to the demand stats to find a spot with good demand. Okay, hang on. Middle station. Hang on. Demand stats. Okay, I do want to start going up. Stay close to that demand. Yeah, like right around here. So that'll be another station. Oh, why is parallel? Place your other terminal station. Okay. Oh, I need another terminal. Wait, how do I... Alright. Alright, let's go back to the demand stats. Where I want my next station to be. Heading toward Forest Park. This looks like a great area to put stuff. It's high residency and got workers here. It's not a great place to put it unless maybe we go under this little patch of green. I probably want to stay on that road. Yeah. So build stations. Let's go here. Oh, hang on. Station's too short. Okay, hang on. All right. Oh, so we saw right there. That's an eminent domain flag that we would have to worry about. time to connect these stations with tracks. Hit build tracks. Okay. So there's a lot of ways to build tracks. Now you want high speed stuff. Okay, hang on. Now if I just do this, you'll notice that's a lot of eminent domain. I want to actually, hang on, let's edit. Oh, nope. No, I want to, can I edit an old station? No, I'm not, I don't want to build a new station. Oh, lordy. All right, I need to... Okay, yeah, let's delete that. Build another station here. Let's try to go just directly under the street. Not worried about... You know. All right, now we build tracks. Hang on, first, let's see what we're doing here. Now, if I just... Now, we want to stay as fast as we can for as long as we can. And here we're seeing a lot of eminent domain problems. So we're going to do this. Try to keep things straight-ish. Oh, I see my problem. I think what happened was I put this other station too far down. Yeah. All right, so we need to move this station to be under the road itself. Just make it the length of this block. And now we build tracks, connect here to here. Oh, what is that? Why was that showing? All right, now we... Okay, so here's my problem. We're going to need... All of these buildings are within the that 10-meter whatever that we were. So if I were to build this track as it currently stands, we've got... that's like 450 million and a couple more. All right, so we want to lower the track. All right, we need to, yeah, we need to go lower with this guy. So we're gonna build stations, quad. We need to go deeper. Let's, so when does the cost go back up? Okay, there's where it gets really expensive. How deep? So we can go to negative 24 meters. And still have just double cost as opposed to much more. So we're going to, oh, I can't make it much longer. Hang on, so, all right, well, let me test something here. Okay, so none of these buildings are in the way if we do that. So I'm going to keep this track, again, let's go just under the road. All right, and what we're gonna need to do is probably lower this. So if I go to build tracks, just parallel here, now if I do this now, oh, I'm at 24 meters below. Hang on, we've got a disconnect. All right, hang on. What's going on here? How is that connected? I don't know what just happened there. It like dropped from negative 10 to negative 24 instantly. We'll have to see if that works. Okay. But let's build some more tracks here. Now, I do want to go into East St. Louis to get some of the people Let's go back to our demand stats. Because there's not a lot of work demand over there, but we will get some. Now, so here's the thing. I could continue this track out into here, or I could leave it and instead treat it as a separate line, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to this line that's going straight east to west, I'm going to have it one main section of track like right here, and then the part that goes west and the part that goes east will be treated as separate lines so that I can set separate schedules for them. So I don't know if what I've done is really physical here because of that sudden jump in the in the depth of track. So we'll just have to see. But I am, so it would be awesome to get the metro to these workers specifically, but they're right up. So this is the hospital region. There's a couple of big major hospitals right here. I don't think people are going to be taking the metro to the hospital very much. I mean, the workers maybe. Well, actually, yes, that's the whole idea behind this. I don't want to go under Forest Park with my metro. I'm fine going to the sides of Forest Park, which is actually what goes on naturally right over here. This is my alma mater. This is WashU in St. Louis, formerly known as Washington University in St. Louis, but we got so tired of being confused for University of Washington and like Washington Mary and any number of other universities that use Washington in the name that I think they've officially rebranded as just WashU. Which is kind of wild, but we are definitely going to want to get this line that's going through here up to WashU. And yeah, we're going to go through the residence area. You know, people can walk a few blocks for the hospital, I think, if they really need to. Well, let me think here, because what were my other ideas for the road? So we got one coming from here. What I can do is the line that's coming from the airport and coming around, I don't necessarily have to go into the city for that, because that seems like a larger change. So I may have that one go to those hospitals. And then we'll just have a little transfer track right here. Or not transfer track, a transfer station. So let's build some more stations along this line. Workers. So how I think I've got a good spacing going on here. So if I want to keep that relatively consistent, the next one should be over here somewhere. Yeah. And this is a nice open spot. I think we'll have room to put a station roughly here. All right, let's go build. Let's go build. Build a station. And again, I think we're okay to do -10 like around here. Especially if we just stick immediately under this road. Oh. Build tracks. Let's just connect these. This should be really easy. Now, what is that highlight? All right, you know what? Let's actually go through the tutorial a little bit more. Actually, not. I'm going to make stations for this entire line, and then we'll see if the tutorial tells me if I did it correctly or not. Yeah, we'll get one more, like right here at the corner of Forest Park. Eh, eh. Build tracks to connect them. All right, and then I forget which building this particular is. I think this might just be like a welcome center. Oh, where's the boathouse? Is that on here? I don't see the boathouse. That might be this. I think that's the boathouse. But we're gonna want something that hits right at the center of Forest Park. I'm tempted, I said earlier I didn't want to go directly under Forest Park. But like, okay, the map actually, I can see users potentially wanting to go to some of these places in Forest Park. Um, like, I think this over here is the zoo. Somewhere over here is the Science Museum. Actually, this is the Science Museum. Where's the zoo? This might be the zoo. Oh yeah, it's probably the zoo. Um, so the boathouse. Oh, this is the art museum. This is Art Hill to the main whatever. I think this is where the golf course is. It's and then some of these other things will be other museums. Is this the Muni? It doesn't seem right. I don't think they have the Muni on here. Whatever. I'm babbling on. Let's continue. So as I was saying, it might be useful that some people might want to take the metro into some of these other attractions within Forest Park because it's so big. Just having stations on the edges might not feel sufficient. Um, but you know, I'm going to keep the park relatively intact for now. We'll build stations on the edges. So we'll go here. The Bolivar, yes. Now this will be an interesting thing because we've got a curve that we have to build the tracks around. Because if we do this, you can see all of the eminent domain we're having to worry about here. So we're going to curve it slightly like this. And now let's see what happens if we do this. Oh yeah, that works. You'll notice there are some speeds that are going up. We want to keep speed as high as possible just for people moving sake. We want all of that stuff to work out. And now here we are, my alma mater, WashU. This one will be interesting. If I recall correctly, WashU's metro station, I think there's like one here and one here. So they're both on the northern part of campus. Because down here is where most of the student residence is. There's some student residence here, and then they live in the houses all around. Oh, also fun thing to point out. This right here, Delmar Avenue. It's actually one of the like cultural areas around St. Louis, which would be actually quite fun to hit. But I think it's important for us to hit the university more, especially because this game does not seem to recognize Delmar as an attraction area. It's just the university. So the question is, we want to go to the north of the university like currently exists, or would it be simpler to go south of it and get to this area a little bit better? I think I'm going to go onto the south side of the university actually. So I might go under the park just on this corner so that we can get here. I know this area, these are all just like personal houses. As long as we're beneath them, I think we should be fine. We shouldn't disrupt much. So let's build a station. I'm actually going to put this, let's see, so yeah, in the current setup, there are 2 stations for WashU. Do I want to do 2 again? Let's see. It would make sense to be close to the front of campus. So we'll build a station, yeah, let's, 1 station here. And then, yeah, we'll put the other station just over here. So really close, but it is a university. Universities are major employers. I'll let the auto spline work on that. We'll connect these. And last, but certainly not least, actually not last, I think we're going to want 2 of these. Okay, so this is interesting. Now, for the purpose of continuing west, Do I want to actually follow the major road here, or do I want to go up this way? I don't think it matters a ton. Now, this employer is down here, and it makes me want to do this. There's some things that are up here, but I think they can walk on this. So we'll put a station like right here and call it a day. At least for this first attempt. I think that'll do. Merrimack Avenue. All right, now let's see how the spline works here. Do we need to worry about it? Oh yeah, there's some eminent domain issues that we want to avoid. So we will do this first. And now try to do that. Yeah, we're still at 89 kilometers an hour. That works out pretty well. Okay, I think this is good for our first core line. As I said, we're going to extend it east and west, as well as build some other lines that, hit the airport, hit the other kind of commercial area off to the west. But that line should be a pretty good start. I can actually even see a secondary core line potentially going through here. Yeah, that actually might be good in the future. But this is a good starting point, I think. Complete the line, connect station 2 to 3, you're building a rail transit line here. Crossover tracks. Add two, crossovers, yes. One where the terminal station meets the track. Critical for options when trains can reverse direction. So yeah, I'm actually gonna probably put a couple of crossovers in. Because that's going to help as we do other things. So we're going to want to cross over here. We're definitely going to want to cross over here. And again, so here's one other thing. As I said earlier, we might have our other line eventually come here. So I'm going to take this York Avenue station and add crossovers on either side of it. In case we need to account for traffic and other transit schedules. I don't know how necessary that's going to be, but I think it's nice to have. Nothing works. Hit build blueprints. Construct all planned tracks and stations shown as blueprints on the map. Okay, I just spent half of my money. Oh, you know what? I didn't at all check the cost of anything. All right, well, that's fine. Hopefully we will be able to make money and start extending these lines. Now click the routes to set up the services. Okay, so new route. Hit make new route group. Uh-oh. Every great system starts with one good line. Okay, I did that, I think. Route name. Let's see. This is our core line. We're gonna make it pink. This is our central east-west line. What do I want to call it? I mean, we can use letters, we can use the colors. I'm trying to think if there's a really fun way to like name the things here. Now, we're basically following a single street all the way through until until the university, basically. And I don't know which street that is offhand. So we're gonna call this the center line. Because then the two, again, what we can say next is we're gonna have like a eastern line that does this sort of thing and a western line that does this sort of thing. If those actually extend up, hang on, let me check something now. Let me finish this step. Train type, not heavy. We want light. And yeah, we'll use our. Do I want to use the circles? Let's be fun. Let's use triangles here. Oh, right. And this is our. Oh, that's okay. You know what? We're gonna need to do Yeah, we're not calling it that. Uh, okay, so let's just use. You know what? This is the pink line. Um, oh, that poor triangle though. All right, we'll use the letter P for pink, and then we'll name other colors later. All right, create route. All right, route list. Okay, that's fine. Next, choose your color. Yes. Create the route. Create route. Make it official. Click your new route icon to set it up. Edit route to define the path. Oh, okay. Ooh. Click stations in order. At terminals, select one track node only to prevent conflicts. Single track at terminals is key. Learn that the hard way. All right, we're going to. Why are you not letting me? This uses at the. Oh, I messed that up. How do I edit those? Oh, no wonder things cost so much. I was building heavy metro. Train type. Hang on. Oh, do I need to... Oh, dang nabbit. If I want to go in now, I'm building stations. Oh, they're all that. Heavy metro, higher capacity routes. Oh no, we're gonna have to like redo all of this. Can I just like edit an existing route? Station, oh no. Go away, go away. Clear, clear. Clear all blueprints, clear blueprints. All right, you know what? We've already made a mistake. So what we're gonna do, I'm going to edit route. I can't. Oh, here we go. Delete. I can't I 7th Street ridership total. Oh no, can I like? It's been built. It's been built, hasn't it? All right, you know what? We're gonna restart this. Don't know. Yeah, it's been built. Okay, well, which means, all right, route, new route. It's gonna be P for pink. Train type heavy. We'll create stations, edit routes. Yeah, now we've got the green pluses. So I'm gonna finish the tutorial first. No valid path found between station tracks. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Wait, why are we getting ones and zeros here? 3. Click stations in order. What the? Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Nope. Cancel edit. Edit route. 0. 0, 1. I don't like that. Why? Oh wow. I really messed this up, didn't I? Hang on. No. Cancel edit. Let's try to start at the other end, see if we can make this work. Or does it? Okay, is that just what it does? So let's look in here. 0, 1, 5, 4, 3. Wow. It's messed up. It's weirdly messed up. I'm putting these in order. But it is not. It is not. So it's going from Olive to 21st to 7th, and then all the way over to York. Wow, hang on, hang on. So what's it thinking we're doing? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that sucks. Why is it doing that? All right, we're just going to confirm. We're going to confirm. At terminals, select one track node only to prevent conflicts. All right, hang on. Why is it not letting me do next? Why is it not letting me do next? Oh, this is really broken. All right, hang on. Yeah, that is just like wild. All right, well, let's just keep trying to go through. Yeah, look, it's like just being bonkers. All right, now what does it think we're doing right now? Okay, where's 0? Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that actually, that works. It must have something to do with the switchovers, confirm changes. Now, why is it still not letting me do that? Trains. Cars per train, 5. Service frequency. Oh, we probably have to set this up now. Train configuration. Service frequency. The number of trains that are operating on this track during... All right, so we've got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trains. Or 9 stations. And the full route, so it goes from Merrimack to 7th. Oh, cancel that. And then 7th back to Merrimack. It's about a 16-minute ride. If we want trains every 5 minutes or so, that means we need 3 trains going in any direction. This is, well, hang on. How's my mathing? Yeah, we need 3 trains in any direction, or in theory, 6 trains on the entire route. That's not going to be quite as much. In theory, 7 trains on the route, if you're counting going both directions. Cars per train, 5. Service frequency, not, hang on. So we need to buy more. All right, well, we're going to want to buy more trains here, clearly. Not enough train cars to increase cars per train. 5 cars, I think will be fine, but we do need more trains. So let's buy more trains. Heavy metro, wow. So if we want 6 trains, that means we need 25 more cars. Oh, good, it does that for us. Buy. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Low demand 2, medium demand 4. Cool. Time usage. Why is it still not letting me go to the next thing here? What's wrong? What's wrong? At terminal select, okay. Skip. Oh, now it says completed. Hit confirm changes to lock in your route. Switch to the trains tab, or route without trains, just, okay. Oh, we did that. So let's escape that. Oh, hit the escape key, click the turn button to restart anytime. Okay, yeah. Learn your tools. We've got that. Okay, open. Yeah. Workers, next. Build, we did that. Build station, let's put some stops. Next. Hit build tracks, that's fine. Next. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, now we go to the routes list. Next. Make new route group. Sure. Pick a color, we did that. Hit create route. Click your route icon to set it up. Hit edit route to define the path. Fine. Click stations in order. We did that. Why is it? Step completed, moving to next step. Yeah, it should give me, oh, confirm changes. Oh, okay, no. Skip. Okay, yes. Switch to the trains tab. Got it. Hit the plus button to add trains. Well, we've got that. It's not letting me do that. Start with 2 in high demand and 1 in low. Okay. Okay, you can always add more later. Hit the play button to start the clock. Okay, we've got the station's proper internet. You built it smoothly. Let's keep it running. So, one thing it hasn't done for us yet. Let's see. So if we now go over to demand stats. Okay, now we can actually see things moving. We can also speed this up if we want to. Let's see. And, oh yeah, so we're on day 1. We are just after midnight. Ooh, lordy. Okay, we're gonna make this go quick. So you can see there's a lot of red. That's most people driving. There aren't a lot of residents that we've hit yet. And again, we're going to redo this. I want to do this in light rail. I think that'll be better. And actually, since I've now thought about it, if I have a line going through here, we don't need a 4-wide station over here. Now, in theory, what else can we look at? We can look at route ridership. Oh, these are route details. Okay, so now we're in the high route, high ridership time. It's, yeah, 7 a.m. That's kind of cool. Station ridership. You can see how many thousand people we're putting through each station. This one's getting really busy. That's probably because of all of the work stuff that's right here. And this one's surprisingly busy as well. Interesting. So yeah, we're going to redo this so that I'm not like... So I'm operating at a loss at the moment, it seems. So these are station groups. Here are stations. What's this? OD. Riders who started or ended their journey at our station. Transfers. Okay, there are no transfers except at Merrimack and 7th. Oh, interesting. So this is costs stuff. So that's just for the blueprints. Let's actually go look at our money. So this is hourly stuff. Current fare price is this. Current balance, total expenses, operational profit. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Wait, this is supposed to be... Oh, here's hourly. Oh, we're actually getting data now. So... Okay, we are losing money during the early hours, and then otherwise making it during the morning rush. losing at 11, making it midday. Here's the evening rush. Damn. Your bank balance, we cut it in half by our first thing, which we won't do when we're doing this properly, because I'll use light rail instead of heavy rail. And yeah, our balance. So hang on, do we know what day of the week it is? Operational profit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think this is enough that will make us money over time, even with the mistakes that I've done. Uh, ooh, ooh. Expense breakdown over the past 24 hours. Train operations. Oh, whoa, hello. Oh, we have a full day's worth of data now. And it's updating on a rolling whatever. No, it's not updating on a rolling. It's kicking out the old thing. Let's go daily. Day 1, day 2, all time. Oh, so this is just gonna. It's not cumulative. It is just going to do. All right, that's fine. All right, yeah, we're in the early hours, so we're not gonna be making money until the morning rush hits, which should be soon. Here we go. It's trying to go. It's trying to go. Current fare price is $3. That's fine. Yeah, so operationally, we are making a little bit of money or breaking even. Expenses. I mean, most of my expenses were construction. That's fine. All right, let's get out of this for the moment. Let's go back and look at some of my demand stuff. And see, we can already tell we've changed some of the habits of people living in the corridor. You can see more purple and blue starting to show up. Let's actually go and see who's actually using transit. There we go. Where has driving declined? Again, right along the transit thing. Are more people walking now than they were before? Yeah, it's kind of evenly spread out. We've still got most people driving or walking. Very few total are using transit. What are our numbers again? Let's go back to our ridership stuff. I mean, that's a fair amount of ridership. Although this is multiple days worth at this point. We're on what? We're day 2 still. What's this? Oh, the number of stations that we have, or number of trains that we have. Let's, again, I want this to be a little bit more accessible, so let's go to our, you know what, no. Let me stop. Instead of editing this more, I want to go in and fix it with a new, plan to simulate passenger journeys through your network. What does this thing do? Oh, Journey Planner. That's interesting. Huh! Alright, so what do we got here? Map layers. Ooh, interesting. We can set the tone. We can set the visuals. We can go to a transit feed. Oh, this is funny. No tweets let. Click generate to create your first batch. In this game, they can actually simulate what social media talk around your network is like. So we're gonna exit to menu. New game. Let's do this in St. Louis again, but with light rail. Oh, I had gotten kind of twisted, didn't I? Let's actually make that a little bit more like that's better. That's how I kind of want it to be. All right, let's start. We know where we want to build, so we're going to build stations. Light metro. First one, as we said, will be deep underground. There's a standard tunnel. Okay, let's actually stay with the standard title. Even though we can go a little bit lower and it's included deep, we're going to stay standard. And yes, our first station, as we said, was going to be here. So we've got the spot. Let's see. We can't actually just do it on this road, can't we? Is that the one I want? No, the road I want is this road up here. Right? I started here and I moved up and over. Yeah, we're going to... Alright, if we've got 23... Because I want it to be between this area and the ballpark, that's right. Minimum length is 80 meters. Oh, that's right, because I'm not doing the 4 wide again. Actually, so hang on. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room. There we go. And then where did I build? I built up here. Right along this road. 21st Street. Then I built here. Olive Street. Did I build here? I don't think so. Uh-oh. Where was the next one? I know we're going to have one up here, so there's got to be something right around in the middle here. We'll go here. And then we said over here, Kings Highway Boulevard. That's not what I recall that one being, but we're fine. And yes, we'll go one under here. Ooh, it's actually a bit longer than I remember it being. Let's go. To Bolivar. The next one I made was down here. So this is already a little different from what the existing metro is. Did I make one in the middle here? No, I think I just... Yes, I did. I had to do something over here. Did I? No, because those are... Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I only had just the one over here. So we're kind of spreading out a little bit. Oh, right, because I remember I did it kind of diagonally here. Yeah, okay. And now it's known as something completely different. That's fine, that's fine. We had light metro. Oh, I built those all deep. No, 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 no. Undo. Undo. Gosh darn it. Undo, undo. I wish you could edit the blueprints easily. Undo, undo. Because 21st Street, let's make that like halfway between 10 and 23 would put us at like 16 and a half. So we'll go, this is a nice curvy track, so we want to be closer to this than that. So you are up here at 18. And then we can go over to 10 elsewhere. Where was that next one? Right over here. Olive, yep. And I think I put one here. Sarah Street now. And one right over here. Kings Highway. Because yeah, now we're at 10 under. That's where we want to be. Bolivar. Skinker. Big Bend. And last, but definitely not least, let's actually start this over here. Like this-ish. Merrimack, there we go. All right, now let's build tracks. Again, hopefully with 18 we can still work. Oh, no. Oh, okay, that does work. I was about to say we were gonna have a lot of whatever to worry about there. Elevation. Maybe the elevation only matters for only matters for the stations themselves. Oh yeah, look at that. We've been kind of going under some buildings there, which I don't think we were previously. We had to... What was going on? Something was flashing. Oh, what is that? Stations lead this form of vertical clearance between tracks and other stations. Currently the gap is 0 meters. Whatever. What was that? Hang on. Alright, I am missing... Oh, no, that's right. We had to do something a little special here, didn't we? Do that. Yeah. That works. This one, I left the spline. We're still at 89 kilometers per hour, which is excellent. Now this one, I think if we do this, right, we hit those, and that's definitely not what we want to do. We want to do something like this. And then do that. That's a little curvier than we had before, but you know, I think that's fine. All right, crossovers. You know what? I added extra crossovers last time, so maybe let's not this time. That might have confused things. All right, crossovers. Current cost. Okay, I've already shaved $500 million off. So let's build these blueprints. Okay, that is now done. That is done. We now need to create a new route. As we said, pink triangle. We're pink line, P. Train type, light. Create route. Edit route. So the stations. Market. 1. Okay, that's already starting to look better, less confusing. 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh-oh. Oh, right, because it started at a 0, didn't it? And then we return. And we're going to add some extra lines to connect things. Okay, that's done. Confirm these changes. Let's add trains here. Current train 0. Cars per train 2? Oh, that's right, because we're now on light rail instead of heavy rail. We're going to make them 4-car trains. We need to buy more. Train cars to purchase. Alright, so we're doing... If I'm doing 4 cars per train and I want multiple trains, we're going to want, like, at least, let's go... We're going to go 5, 3, 1. Alright. 50 million. Fine. 5, 3, 1. 6-minute frequency medium, low demand. That, knowing where this stuff is, 16-minute, okay, that's fine. We're basically 5, 10, and 15, although it's 6, 11, and 16. That works for me. Are we ready to go? I forget what the next step of the tutorial was. I think we're okay. I think we can maybe start running it. Actually, we have enough money now. We can build a second route if we want to, and try to make this a little bit more connected. All right, let's go back to our demand stats. So what options were we thinking of? We can extend east into East St. Louis to get some more residential there. We can extend west to hit some of these other areas, like out here is what I'm thinking of. That'd just be kind of a straight shot. There's almost nothing in between, so that's definitely has to be an auxiliary route. And it might even be better to shoot a little north when I do that. But the big thing is we better hit the airport. So let's build another route. All right, let's build. Hang on. So here's the interesting thing. We've got a station here that I want to leverage. I may not be able to directly. I may have to just create another station at a different level and have people do the transfer. I love in the DC Metro system, there are some stations that basically have that kind of plus nature that are multi-level. Because this is not going to be suitable for a track going this way. I don't know how to consider it a second station though, without just making a cross track. So we know where we want it to start. We want it to start at the airport, all right? Let's look at our demand again. I want to get, in theory, these, but that'd be also nice to hit if we could. We won't. There's more work stuff over here. So there's not much. And then, of course, all these residents up in St. Charles. All these residents up in St. Charles. We will extend this line that we're building right now to get them later, I think. Yeah. All right, so then what height do we want to build these stations at? That's a question. So this line is going to start here, go into this, and then it's probably going to come down this way somehow. There's not much work spot for it to hit. But we can hit a good amount of residents. Yeah. If we hit this, and then just like dig through here. So the first stations that we're going to want to build for this extra line. Okay, hang on. We can come straight down this way. There's actually more work stuff here than here, with about the same amount of residents. I mean, there's some gaps here for where the workers actually are. So we'll go straight down this way. How far? That's the question. Maybe down to here. And we're going to space these stations out more, because this is our secondary line. So let's... All right. Actually, let's go back and look at our demands again. So it would be best to kind of follow this road if we could. And that is actually the road we want to hit. So we're going to do that. Yeah, just following this road. How far south? In theory, all the way down here eventually, but we'll stop like right here by these parks. So if we're taking this road, and we want to hit like this park. So Let's start building. Light, parallel, starting at 10 here. Like this. Oh, nope, not that. All right, and where to next? Because we want to hit this road. Ooh, I actually made that station kind of badly. Let's undo that. Let's make that station go here. Yeah, that's much better. So then we can take the track out this way and just come up. And we want to hit up here. Is that a good distance? From here all the way to here. Because there's a fair amount of residents in there. And, okay, there's no workers in here. Is that a good spot for our residents, though? How many blocks over? You know what? Like, going here and then we do a station here. How far are the stations apart? Up here. So if we've got, they're pretty close, whatever this distance is. That would, in theory, bring us a station right here. If we do that once more, it gets here. So that'll be roughly our station distances for this part of the map. Oh yes, now build station. As we said, we're gonna do like right around here. Cool. Delaware Street. So one miss hit. Miss hit. So like right around here, I think will work. Potomac Street. Yeah. Ooh, we do want to hit this park for sure. Then, okay, we don't want to draw a station right on the highway, I don't think. Let's go back to our demand. Yeah, there's like no residents there, no real workers there. There's this thing. So whatever this worker station is, we're gonna serve you. There's some, like, agree. And this now gets us, okay, not quite to where we want to be. But we can hit the south side of the hospitals and then the north side of the hospitals. We definitely want to hit the hospitals. Now here's the question: do we want to go like straight through them? So I think because right here really works well. This not so much. Which road is better to build on? I mean, this road is better to build on as we go further up. So I'm going to build the station here. Build another station. Now this thing, we're going to want to actually start going underground, I think. Maybe not super. We'll go... let's see if we can stick with 10 meters underground for now. Another King's Highway. Because we need to go down. I'm just going to go down to 20 as we build like up here. Can I do this? It's letting me, so let me actually go on the road itself just to be certain that that works. Oh wow, all right. Oh, and actually I think it just moved the Kings Highway Boulevard so that it actually treats that as a merged station. If that's the case, that's awesome. All right, now let's go back up to the airport. So, so we're gonna get somewhere over there. Where's the airport? Hang on. Okay, so we need to start curving over from this spot right here. In that sense, we can actually do whatever we want by residents. Are there work spots to hit? Okay, we're gonna go like up here and then over. Can't we just go up from Kings Highway all the way up that way? We'll hit this park and then we actually have to do some weird cutting. Hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. But what we'll do, so there's some workers there. We'll make another station like up here, I think. Yeah, like right around here. How are we doing on cost? 400 million. Oh, because we haven't put any track in yet. All right, so that's going to increase the cost significantly. Um, but we'll get there when we get there. Wells. Where were those workers I wanted to hit? Is that them? That's them. All right, so what we'll do, not a lot of residents immediately next to them. That's fine. All right. Build a station. I don't know what y'all are. See, here's the thing. These roads don't connect very well. That's actually kind of rude. I'm going to put the station like up here, I think, so that the residents who do want to somewhat get close can get kind of close. Also, putting the station here sets us up for the curve that we're doing toward the airport. Because we do need to turn around here. Yeah, we definitely need to make a curve pretty soon. Actually, we can hit this. Hang on, what is that? So we've got some workers in this area. Not a lot of residents. What is... Ooh, this is interesting. I can't build right in the middle of that. I don't think I can, at least. Hang on. I might be able to build, like, right here. I'm gonna try it. Like, we're just gonna cut... Whatever campus this is, we're cutting straight across it. Mark Twain drivers. Okay, we'll rename that. We'll rename that. And then, last but certainly not least, we need to build Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 stations. So, all right, last two here. We might want to go... Actually, I wonder. We're out here now. I wonder if we can go... I don't think we can go at grade, but we can go elevated at some point. I wonder if going elevated for this station would have made sense. So let's try it. I know that... So, all right, we've got at grade 5 meters up. That's pretty high. So, like, comparatively speaking. So let's do this. And then where did I put it? I put it right in the middle of here. 5 meters is 15 feet. That's higher than almost any truck you're ever going to want to worry about. You obviously can't actually hit a building at that point. But University Drive Place. Now, it's University Drive, it's not Mark Twain anymore. But yes, now we need to build metro stations. We're going to put them, again, right in front of the airport here. Natural Bridge Road and... Now, I know the actual roads right around here are not going to be as forgiving to what I'm about to try to do. We're going to try to build tracks. That works out well enough. Where are we going? Where are we going? There. Okay. How are we going to do this? Let's have you cut near the highway. Oh yeah, just completely ignoring the fact that there are roads there. That's actually kind of hilarious. But can we just... We can. We're going over residential streets right now. Game is just ignoring that. I love it though. All right. It's silly. All right, now what we need to do is link back over here. And again, we are, in theory, just going right above houses. So this is not going to be the most popular whatever, but there's officially no eminent domain. Officially no eminent domain at 5 meters up. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. Because if I just try to connect these, we're actually going to be going underground. Yeah, look at all of that eminent domain that we need to include there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go like roughly straight here. Oh, let's see. Let's not hit this actual road. And bring it here. We're going to try to curve this way. I don't like that. I should have gone a little bit straighter, I guess. Yeah, let's bring it over a little bit more. Ooh, okay, so that... Undo. If I, like, curve like this... Whoa, no. How wide can we... Undo, undo. Because we have to make a really relatively wide... Oh, okay, we can maybe try to go over the highway here. That's saying 83, here's 89. This is still 89, awesome. Oh, now it's not great. Ugh. Alright, we're having to slow down a little bit. That's 79. Now, at some point, we're going to have to go underground. So this... Oh, that's not good. Alright, let's try to go around that, maybe? If we swoop wider... Nope. I went too wide on that swoop. Okay, we're still at 89. Well, 86, 89, okay. Oh, I messed that up. Yeah. I'm aiming right for that house. I want to go between them. Can I aim between them in a way? Not really. But we're at 86, which is not bad. It's just a very, very slight slowdown. Oh, hang on, there's a what? Right? Okay, there's a house, like, right there. Oh my. Alright, you know what? Maybe that little house gets in the way. Or, hang on, I can maybe use this street and come over here. Yes, that'll work. Here, come here. Thank you. Now let's cut all the way through here. And now, if I try to connect these... Oh, it's giving me a 68. That's not fun. Track is too steep. Well, alright. This is a slow section of track. But you know what? We're changing grades. All right. We know we're going underground now, so I'm just going to switch back to this. Well, actually, no, because this station connecting to this station also has a slope to it. And then this one will come back up. And see, this is just cakewalk. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, there's an 86. We can deal with an 86. That's barely a slowdown. How are we doing on costs? 1.2 billion. All right, we're still good. We're still good. Build tracks, get here to Potomac. Potomac to, oh, okay, this is interesting. $65. Oof, rough. 47. I don't like that. Okay, if we did the whole thing just naturally, that's a lot of eminent domain. All right, let's do it in pieces. Still a lot of eminent domain. 72. All right, we're slowing down quite a bit there, but I'll take it. And this should be pretty simple. Yeah. Okay, cool. 1.34. We can do that. All right, we now have 2 lines. I like it. All right, so build these blueprints. Whew, okay. New route. So we got the pink line. What are we going to do next? We are going to... what kind of colors do we have fun with here? If we were doing a CMYK sort of thing, I mean, that should have been the M line then. Actually, M might be fine, because that actually leaves purple open instead of violet. Although I do like the fact that we can use violet for V. It's a really distinct letter. So instead of magenta, we have pink. Instead of yellow, we have gold. Not heavy metro, light metro, please. Create route. Routes list. Wait, what are these pluses then? Oh. Oh, nope, delete. Thank you. Wow, so we can group the routes for whatever reason. All right, well, let's go. 2. No valid. What? Oh, you know what I forgot? You know what I forgot? I forgot to add crossovers. All right, we've got a crossover there. And crossover there. Okay. Build blueprints. Thank you. All right, so we've got a new route. As we said, we are making the gold route here. Light metro, create route. Now here's the thing. I do need to buy more trains. So gold, edit. All right, we've got that. Oh my lord, Mom, stop pinging my Facebook. So 3. So this is a much longer route. All right, we've got to be careful here. There we go. Wells. Yeah, that's an interesting squiggle. It's actually not significantly more stations than before. Because I think the old line was like 8 or 9 stations. I think that was 10 or 11. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, yeah, this must have been like 11 stations. 21. Okay, we're done. We're done. Now trains. I'm out of train cars, so we need to, yeah, so we need to get more. Now this route, let's see, how much money do we have? We have 550 million that we can get. So again, we're gonna do, you know what? Let's try to get the exact same number of trains. It's a longer route, but we can do it. No service. Wait, why is this no service? Current trains 1, target 1 trains. Why? Huh? What's the matter? Why is that not working? Three, 2. That's telling me the frequency of those. I've got no service. Why? Why do I have no trains here? Why do I have no trains here? Clear schedule. Current train 0, target 0. You know what? I'm just going to pretend it's working. And why it's not, I don't know. We'll try, did I? See, here's the thing. This route information screen isn't giving me as much info as I would want. Let's just try running it. See what happens. So there's a train there. But it's right. It's not showing me any trains on here. Why do I not have... Why is this not showing me... I bought the train cars. Why did it not give me schedule for those trains? 8 cars in service. Why do I have 5 heavy metro cars? Is that just something they gave me naturally? I'm going to pause. Edit. View. Construction routes. Demand stats. Journey plan. All toggle full screen. Okay, this just brings me back to this, which... Edit. Again, why? I don't get why it hasn't put trains on here. I bought the cars. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, I just realized my display is all kind of messed up. That's a great thing to realize this far into stream. Y'all aren't seeing the very edges of my screen. Huh. Oops. Alright, I really need to figure out why this has not put trains on my second route. You know what, let's speed this thing up. So I have to be in the red, like, consistently because, yeah, I have an entire route that has not put trains on it. Alright. Where? Alright, I'm gonna go over and look up why this might not be working. Subway Builder game. Let's see here. You know what? While I'm looking this up, we'll still let this play. Website. About roadmap screenshots. FAQ. Let's put the roadmap here. Public beta launch. General improvements in progress. Okay, which cities are included? How does this simulation work? Cost systems. I'm hoping this just isn't a bug. Yeah, I might have to actually... Oh, there's a wiki for it. Gameplay, construction. Here we go. Tractions, track elevations, cost calculation. That doesn't help me. Okay, let's go back to the subway builder. Community Discord server and our subway builder. Types of trains here. Train types. That doesn't help me. When to use heavy, when to use light. I don't care. Help me with a route. Nope, the wiki is not there. I would probably need to hop into the Discord or the r/subway builder. But that's just really annoying that it hasn't put trains on the next whatever. Yeah, my operational profit is awful because I'm not getting fares on my second route. Alright, hang on. We spent so much trying to get that route working. No upcoming nearby. Oh, so this is where we can change station names. All right, let's undo that. What if I new route in this group? Oh, no. Wait, Lone Potomac Rebel, Kings Highway, Kings Highway. Hang on a minute. Why is that? G. Gold. Save changes. Trains. Okay, why is it not still putting trains on G? It's like there's no confirmation button here. If I go into P, Oh, whoa, 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 it's not even on the right whatever. Potomac Rebel, Kings Highway, Wells, Stratford. Yeah, this is now... Oh, wow. Okay, so this game is now really confused. Because look, de Bolivar is supposed to be on Route P, right? De Bolivar, from the Skinker. So Skinker and de Bolivar are supposed to be on P. If I go to the stations list, it's showing me the stations on G. Which means it somehow conflated these two routes. Get rid of you. Go away. Go away. All right, let's play this. If I look at P, look at that. Yeah, it's just, I can't even update P if I wanted to. Oh no, here, yes. Okay, now we've got this. Trains. Okay. I can edit if I want. Cancel edits. Fine. Fine. Okay, that's fine. I could add more trains if I wanted to here. Like if I do this and this, that's honestly kind of insane. All right, all right. I want to do a new route. Okay, let's pause here. It is light metro. Create a route. I go to G, stations. Edit route. Let's try this again. Okay, now it recognizes this is the path that we're going on. I gotta get zoomed in here to make sure I'm clicking the right station. And see, it's giving me travel time estimates, which is good. And now let's return. Yeah, these stations are a bit closer than I would have wanted. But we're okay. All right. Trains now. Stations. Oh, okay, now we've got that. Okay, and we're still, for whatever reason, saying 0 trains. Out of train cars. Buy more. Why? Why is this not working? Hang on. Let me get rid of this. Let's add. And again, it's just not. Yeah, save changes. It's not letting me run 2 lines for whatever reason, and I don't get why. All right, you know what? We're not even going to worry about operating. Not even going to worry about operating for now. We'll let this sit on its own. While I try to figure out what's going on. I gotta figure this out. Jeez. Why is my revenue... Because I didn't update for this game right before we started. I would think it'd be okay. Still having a massive operational budget. Or operational deficit in the budget. Although we're about to get into rush hour. So, okay, now we're in the green. Back in the red. Yeah, how can I search? This isn't working for me. Why can't I set up this route? Okay, someone's saying 8 days ago, why can't I set up transfer between 2 routes? No, that's not what I'm worried about. That's not the problem I had. Seems to be part of the tutorial help. It will travel up and down the lines and have time stops get skipped. That's not a problem that I'm having. No transit path. How do you supposed to issue with express? No path found. Few suggestions for the next update. Interchange stations. Outside tracks. Bugs with routing. Here we go. What's this? Any new navigation, I get the error, no valid path. That's not my problem. All the recreations at seemingly the first quads. I don't want add trains. I want to figure out why it's not letting me add trains here. Cars per train for more capacity on kind of a train station ordering, automatic station, adding a station on an existing line, train removal, express lines, unlimited train cars, trouble deleting. You should be able to edit track stations regardless. Someone just says, what am I doing wrong? Oh, they have the same problem. Current train 0. All right, here we go. They want a lot of trains at one station. Target 7, current 0. And it's not that they're out of train cars. Add stops, don't hit confirm changes before you... Oh, it breaks the line. Oh, interesting. Okay, hang on a minute. All right, G, delete. Okay, so new route, calling G, light metro, create route, edit routes. All right. So I have to do all the stations and then hit confirm changes before I do anything else. Because that seems to be what has broken line creation, at least for this other user on r/subway builder. So we will finish setting the stations up. They do need to be, I think, a little more... Okay, confirm changes. Awesome. Now we add trains. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I'm still getting the 0 error. I'm still getting the 0 error. It's still broken. Why is it still broken? Delete, delete, delete. All right, we're going to do... Hang on for the moment. Let's look at our station ridership. We're going to remove a station from the pink line. 21st Street. Why does the pink line think it has other stations? Okay. Hang on. Let's slow things down. Actually, hang on. We are at very very low whatever right now. So we're going to, all right. We're just going to, oh, we cannot delete a route with trains on it. All right, well, let's zero everything out. Target route, okay, yeah. Okay. Do the trains disappear at the, no. There are 2 trains on the route, but we've zeroed out the schedule. So in theory, when these trains finish the route, I should be able to delete the route information. And then what I'm going to do is just try to recreate. Okay, he has to go all the way back to the start of the route. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. If you add a new route with no stops, doesn't matter. The game updates the last route and shows it empty again. Okay, that's another option. So we're going to, let this train finish its run, delete this first route, and then try to update everything again. Okay. No trains. Awesome. Route information. Delete the route. No routes created yet. All right. Let's go in. I'm actually going to see if we can build gold first here. Light. Create route. Stations. Edit. All right, so here's gold. It is properly highlighting in gold. Here. There. We gotta get this working properly. Confirm changes. Frames. No, it still thinks we're at 0. Okay, hang on. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let that sit. Now let's see if we can recreate pink. Recreating pink. Light. Create route. Edit route. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Confirm changes. Trains. Also says, oh, you know what? I bet it says current because we haven't set it running. Is that what the problem is? If we actually set things running, now all of a sudden I have 3. All of a sudden I have 3 because there's 2 on this route and there's 1 on the other. I'm an idiot. But this works out much better now. It's working as I initially, oh, as a warning. What was the warning? Capacity. Train at or near capacity. Oh, we need more trains on each route. Holy shit. Are we that popular already? Holy mackerel. Okay, hang on. It is rush hour, so we need like 6 trains per route. Um, 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 During rush. Okay, hang on. Trains. Oh, no wonder. There we go. That'll update that. Heh. Okay. That should fix that capacity issue. That okay. We're good. Let's try that again. Okay, but we need more on. Okay, we're still in rush hour. We haven't had any other capacity issues at Pink, but okay. Gold, we absolutely are hitting capacity issues. How do I think there should be a way for me to visualize that. Demand. Route ridership. What's this middle thing here? What's the middle route? Station ridership. Kings Highway is very busy, yes. Um, yeah, gold, not so much. Wait, Kings Highway. Oh, the second one. Okay, yeah. Kings Highway air flights and Leona. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we are now in the evening rush. Gold still has a problem. So we need to add another train on Gold. I love seeing all of the, whatever there. All right, so we need 4 more train cars and increase that there. Wow, okay. So I am largely happy with what we're seeing right now. Now, based on what was going on earlier, creating an entirely new line will take like $1 billion. So my options, if I want to build anything more right now, are to extend current lines, um, or just wait until we make the money back. And we are losing money, but it is like midnight times. So here's the question. So we're not making a ton of money even during midday. It might be worth bumping up the ticket price a little bit, and then also maybe reducing the train service in the evening. But let's give this another day or so to run. I want to see, because obviously the first 2 days we were having trouble with the tracks, or the trains, I should say. Um, all right, so we're about to hit the morning rush. We're getting some of that profit again. I would love to see route ridership. Okay, now we just have the 2. Station ridership. This is totals, I think. Transfers, we got, okay. Wow! Gold still is giving us capacity issues during the morning rush. I need to buy another train for gold in the morning. That is wild. Or it's during the rush hours. Trains. Good lord. Buy, please. And bump you up. Now, do I want to reduce during the evening hours? That's the question. So we're still in the afternoon. We're about to hit the evening rush in a moment here. We'll see how the evening rush goes. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Oh! Ooh, okay. Pink also just had a capacity issue. Dang. And now we're already losing. What? Whoa, why are we losing money? We're still in the evening rush. Is it because I have too many trains? Yeah, I should not be losing money during rush hour. Like, this is not good. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, evening rush. I might just have to accept capacity issues. On these lines. Because I don't need to make a lot of money, but I need to not lose money. So yeah, these evening hours, we're running way too many trains during the evening hours. I'm going to reduce both routes, evening times. That's going to suck for anyone who wants to use them, but it's like, yeah. Got to cut those operational costs. And now all of a sudden I'm making money in the overnight hours. That was wild. Actually, so what time specifically does the game consider the rush? So 6 to 10 and 3 to 8. So between 4 and 6, midday, and then 8 to 10. So we're in the morning rush right now, and we're losing money. Yeah, so I have a ton of trains. So even though I'm having capacity issues, I have more trains than makes it worth doing. So now I'm out of the morning rush, and I'm back to making money. Somewhat. Alright, hang on. I need to figure out, okay, where's our demand here? How can I see how many people are at each station? That's what I want to know. Because we can see the red dots moving around. Those are people, in theory. And if there's a capacity issue, we would expect... Yeah, like, what is... Alright, hang on. Alright, we need to slow down. Because I need to see what's going on with these capacity issues. Because I'm not seeing a lot of people actually moving around. We're hearing a lot. Alright, so let's look. This train is coming over here. These people aren't moving. Oh, they're going away from the station. Okay. Train's at the station. Train's leaving the station. Now, Kings Highway, in theory, is probably one of the busier... This is Kings Highway Boulevard. This is another Kings Highway. We do need to rename some of these stations at some point. Oh, look. Okay, so there was a big red dot just kind of hovering over here. Okay, that train is full, and yeah, we've got, in theory, a capacity issue here. Okay, we've solved some of it. So you have to get really close to these stations to see how that actually kind of changes. We are also in afternoon rush, so it kind of makes sense that some of these stations might be getting a little overloaded. Um, let's see. Let's get back in. Yeah, so okay, you were fine. Yeah, there's still capacity issues here at Kings Highway. I do really need to rename. They're both Kings Highway Boulevard stations. They don't. All right, so that train is empty enough it can take these people. That'll be good. Um, yeah, this station here. This is hospital. Um, hospital center. We'll call that. So actually, what stats is it showing me on here? Transfers, total, departures, current usage. No passengers at station. That's fine. Um, this Kings Highway Boulevard. It's got two stations, both large riderships. We can investigate each one of these. So the gold one, people aren't worried about a ton. Current usage, 106 passengers at the station. Okay, hang on. What is this? 106 commuters driving, walking, home point, work. Wow, you can investigate this? Wow. Why are you, well, hang on. Oh, that's telling you their works, whatever. So they walk to Kings Highway and take the, okay. That's fascinating. 106 passengers at the station. That feels wild. No passengers there. No passengers there. 106 there. No passengers there. McRee. I thought I saw people there, but there are none there now. Market Street. It's still only 5 p.m. Like, we should be in the evening rush right now. Kings Highway, that is just crazy busy. And alright, let's speed things back up. I do like the kind of just pinging that goes on here. And I am just still kind of losing money. Evening hours are a problem. Yeah, the rush. The rush is the problem. Okay, no, because here's the afternoon rush, and it peaks early, and then I lose money. I'm not sure how that all maps out. Making a little bit of loss. Okay, now these afternoon hours, this mid time, we are losing money here. We're losing money like right here, I guess. And now the evening, we're losing money. We need to figure out how to like, yeah, look at this. Profits, expense breakdowns. Train operations. It is. That's just our biggest cost. Alright, alright, hang on. See, This flips around so much. Changing your bank account over the past hour. When it goes back and forth between positive and negative so much, that just feels weird. Okay, we're now into the midday. So yeah, 10 o'clock, midday. So for midday, we are like not really making or losing money. The evening is rough. And it is, yeah, the after evening, the mid time between rush and late is 5 o'clock's also mid time. Right, we're into the afternoon or evening rush hour now. It's weird how 5 o'clock we're always making a huge profit, and then 6 o'clock we're always losing. It's a huge deficit. That just seems to be a regular thing, and I'm not sure why. But I definitely am inclined to lower the operating budget on okay, well, hang on. Because, yeah, here. But this is still considered rush. We can't, like, drop service here. Unless we could, like, more easily, tinker with what counts as rush and what doesn't. Why are these different? So this 50,000 operating issues, why are those different? Huh. Because we're just like barely coming by. I wonder. So here's the thing. Revenue. Right now our revenue is, 32 million per day. Roughly. We need to reduce train operations somehow. So we're going to do that. I'm actually being awful right now because I'm doing what most people hate about transit services. They're going to reduce service, and I'm also going to try to raise prices a bit. But we want to build another line, and we don't have enough money for it right now. So actually, no. This one we're keeping at 3. This one we are going to reduce to 2. I think that's fine. Because medium demand, again, 10 to 3, and then 10 or 8 to 10. We are going to bump that up just a bit. It was at 32, a little bit under 32 for total revenue. So I'm hoping if we can get revenue up to like 33 or 34 over the past 24 hours, we'll see if that works. And we'll also see if we've got capacity issues. So we have reduced the midday, or the mid hours for gold. And I haven't seen a capacity warning pop up for gold. We're in the afternoon rush. Pink has a capacity issue. Still in the evening rush. We're actually now flipping over to roughly where it's going to lose us money. Yep, there's the negative. We're going to let this run for a day or so and see if my total revenue, just by the quarter increase in ticket fare, has made a difference. We've increased fare by a quarter and gotten rid of one train on gold, so I feel awful. But this is, yeah, I don't know. I want to get this to work, but we need enough money to build more capacity. Oh, hey, we've got transit times. 2 stations, almost 29,000 passengers in a day. It's actually working. I only get to work slightly late. I've got more than 2 trains. You have to be running at like one of the off hours for that to work. Steady ridership, no significant economic impact of transportation. 2% of residents now consider us a real transit system. P line, yep, back to business. Actually, yeah, where is the Twitter feed? Where was that? Resume. Where was that? Oh, okay, now we have got capacity issues. Okay, now we are in mid-hours, because it's between 4 and 6. But now it's rush, so we should be okay. Capacity on pink, yes, I know. Maybe I should get rid of these stations and consolidate them into one? I wonder if I can do that. Would that make sense? I could potentially see that working. Because, yeah, there's like no residents here. I wanted to service the park, but that doesn't seem to be super helpful. Now, the problem with moving this station over across the highway to be in the middle, it's only like a couple blocks, but it's crossing the highway. I don't want to do that. Where'd the music go? Well, there it is. I was too close to hear the music. Okay. Actually, let's go in now. Demand stats. Most people are still driving, but you know, we've got a lot of these purples popping up in other areas. So if we, and yeah, there's not, look at all that. That's actually pretty good. I like that. We go by transit. Who's doing the most transit? Obviously, it's the people near the transits. It is 3 p.m. Oh, wow, we're hitting capacity on gold now. For workers, we still don't have a lot of workers. Residents are more likely to be using this, but because workers... Oh, you know what this is telling me? This is telling me there are a lot more workers who still have to drive in. So there are a lot of people coming into the city that aren't being serviced yet. So actually doing a route extension does probably make a good amount of sense. Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a route extension. Okay. How's our finances? Total revenue has gone up a little bit. And not even now, yeah, it's still just kind of a little hovering under the 31. Total expenses are down. So there's now a definite difference between those. I'm making a couple million a day, which will take a long time before I can build a full, what am I trying to say here? A full new line, but I can probably extend the line a little bit. So what I'm going to do, all right, let's look at our demand stats again. Yeah, so what I'm going to think, man, I would love to, again, just create a line to hit these workers, get into the airport, and hit some, or residents, But what we're gonna do is again create our next. We're going to extend this line so that it goes through here. That'll also hit some workers. Okay, awesome. So we want to go. Come on, where are my streets? There we are. So we're going to come around this way and up into here. How many? There's almost nothing in here, worker-wise. There's a fair amount of residents though, so we'll create a station like right here, and then another one over here. All right, let's start building. We're going to keep everything underground, until we get. Man, how far out do I want to stay underground for? I feel like going above ground. That like 5 meters up felt really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to utilize the edge of this green space, maybe right over here, to come above ground and get, where did I say, over to like here or so. Demand. Yeah, so here's the workers. There's some workers there. We're going to build a station right here at 5-meter height. Oh, elevate. Oh, okay, so that's actually even more. Can I get away with 4-meter height? Can I get away with a 4-meter height over here? If we're gonna be above ground, I don't want to go like on top of these roads. We'll make it like track intersects with road at 4 points. Oh, 4.5 meters. All right, fine. Got to go up. There. So McKnight. Then we want to hit up here. So we'll take the track right by this green space. We'll make one station like here and one station here. Right? So some workers there. And we've got residents nearby. So yeah, we will. 1, 2. That's a kind of close, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll make the station. We're at 5 above light metro parallel. The station's going here. Woodmore Drive. And then we're gonna, as I said, like over here somewhere. Demand. Residents are here. This is an office area. That's office stuff. So we want to like right around here, I think will be good. Because that's close enough to both of those residents. Yeah. Build station right around here-ish. Yeah, since we're above ground now, we want to keep things a little bit better. All right, so what we're going to do, we are below ground, starting here. Oh, whoa. Oh, I'm still on stations. No, that's why. Why was that not working? And I was like, there we are. All right, so if we're going like this, now. Oh, yes. Okay, it's going right through the road. That's not quite what I thought it would do, but okay, okay. There we are. There's this. This extension goes here. 86? Yeah, that's close enough to 89. Okay, that's rougher. We want to do something. All right, so this guy, 18 million, 9 million. Maybe I can go around. Something like this. And there goes my phone. Oh! 23. Okay, hang on. I need to remove this station here. I can't remove this station. Undo. Okay, if I undo next, is it going to get rid of the station or is it going to get rid of the track? It gets rid of the track. All right, so that station is kind of stuck there. All right, let's try. Okay, yeah, it's going to be slower. 83, 89. Okay, that works. It's a little slow, but that's fine. All right, how are we doing on costs? That's about half of what has we had there. So if I want to redo P, or do I want to completely redo P, or am I treating this as a separate line with its own schedule? If I treat it as a separate line with its own schedule, it has to have its own trains. Well, I'm gonna have to buy more trains anyway, just because to include stuff on the longer line. But I think this will work. All right, I have, so that's what? 247 not counting trains. I feel like I want to get one or two more stations in here. Demand. Okay, so yeah, because we want to get this coming out this way, right? Yeah, if we can get into these workers here. One more residential stop and one worker stop. Yeah, so if we build like a resident stop here and a worker stop here. Yeah. Residents here on the split road, worker here, again, split road. Okay, okay. Let's build some track, guys. Build a station, light 5. I think that'll do. Olive, okay. And then right across here, Ruther. All right. Build tracks. If I just do that, that's awful. This is actually also pretty awful anyway. But we can do some silly shenanigans here. Oh no! Oh, my shenanigans are costing me! Ooh, 72? I don't like that. 47? Ooh. Alright, hang on. Let's try to backtrack this, because this is actually now the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. Oh, I did not put that in a good spot! Hang on, hang on. We undo. Okay, yeah, let's redo this station. We can make this station better. Let's put it on this side of the road. Yeah, that'll be better. Because then that gives a little more leeway. Come down, and again, on this side of the road, we want to make sure we miss that building. Yes. Let's try this instead. Yeah, we need to... Wow, I was not great. Oh, come on. Warnings, warnings, warnings. Can I go around this? No, let's not try to do that. Let's... 86, yes, 89. Okay. Now we're sort of straight on here. Oh, nuts. Why is this being so difficult? 89, 89, there we go. Awesome. Now let's curve you. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, hang on. Let's curve you around. Okay, we're 86. 65. Oh. Can we go down? Oh, ooh, we can go down here. That's kind of not what we wanted. What are you? You are 10 million, 11 million, and that's only 68. Oh, can I just shoot right between these guys? I cannot. And it just slows me down anyway. Um, all right, let's maybe go slower through here. Maybe. And that's just 3 million. I say just. We have to go quite wide. Oh, hang on, hang on. What if we do this? Oh, oh, oh. Did we do it? Did we do it? Not quite. 72. Undo, undo. Okay, let's try to shoot this way. 89. 86. Okay, okay. I'm happy with that. Wait, did we do it? Did we do it? Oh, yes, we did it. Okay, cool. Costs. Oh, we're now up to 413. Okay, we're gonna build these blueprints. We are down to almost nothing. But the goal is to get more people. All right, we're gonna add a new group. We're calling this P West. Save changes. Stations. Oh, hang on, hang on. I need to add crossovers. I need to add crossover, and I almost forgot. Adding a crossover there. And a crossover right here. Oh, and how much does that cost me? 24 million. Oof, that's even more. I now have 30 million to buy trains with. I was maybe a little ambitious with this. Stations, edit routes. All right, we're going to start 0. Actually, hang on. No. We'll start back here. Will Avenue, Olive Boulevard, Bayer. Why is... Oh no, we're having the errors in the routing here. Okay, this should work out when we're done. Okay, let's now check. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yes. This works. Trains. Now we need more trains. We have to buy more. So if we buy... I have 30 million to purchase with, right? Let's not assume we have 30 million. We will... Well, okay, we're assuming we have 30 million here. We're going to buy. That's that. This is the extension. All right, we are like almost exactly at 0. But because we added an extension, I don't feel bad about bumping up the price. So we're going to see where that leaves us. Now, why is that one highlighted among the others? Uh-oh. Oh no, is it not doing the thing? I messed up the route, didn't I? Alright, delete that. Oh no. And again, we're going to do this like we thought. Oh, yep, I think I didn't do the edit route. Yep. Alright, let's try this again. So start here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back to 10. Confirm changes. Trains. 1, 2, 3. Set to playing again. 14, 15, okay. Now I think our route is working properly. Oh, and look at how much money we're already up to. Holy shit. Okay, now we're losing because we just ended rush hour. Now we are going to extend P West again at some point. And we might combine P and P West. I don't know. Oh, where are they having capacity problems? Hang on. Slow down. Show me. Kings Highway, of course. Kings Highway is always the problem. I don't quite know how to solve that aside from putting even more trains on P. But we know rush hour. McKnight Place. Where did we say McKnight Place was? Merrimack McKnight. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we're in mid-afternoon. Weird. One train out of near capacity. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm actually curious. Let's look at some of our route ridership. Okay, that's not. Who rode each route in the last 24 hours? So that's going to take a while for us to bring back up. We can see station ridership. Yeah, there's fewer workers out here, so it's not going to get as much. We've still got most of the people in the city driving, which makes sense. And yeah, wait a minute. Most workers are driving. Some of the residents are now taking transit more. You can see some of that popping up in here. But it's still not amazing. I would love, this would be another layer of complexity for this, but I would love it if this game even let you actually assign bus routes, because I imagine those are a lot cheaper than building the subways. Um, but yeah, I think it would be way easier to get inside these networks of residents, um, if you had that access. Oh, I'm in the negative. That's not fun. That's not fun. Hey, someone help me here. I'm making money. Um, Again, I bet this probably depends on hour though as well. Like, so let's see. Profit, profit, profit. Barely a profit. Loss, loss. I got some middle of the day losses. Small profit, profit. Small loss. Loss. This is during rush. Then we have the 5 o'clock rush, which is insane. Again, we're losing money on the rush hours. I wish we could actually implement rush pricing. I know they do that in DC. That'd be kind of nice. Okay, and then here we've got, it's the mid-time. Mid-time I'm losing money on. And then late hour I'm also losing money on. You know what? I bet we don't, that's right. What am I doing? P West does not need late service, does it? I'm going to watch the people here. Once we get into uh, evening times. Oh yeah, look at this. That's awful. Now we go right back into the green again. We are just kind of barely surviving here. We have been since we opened the system. I bet just starting with one line and trying to optimize one line would have been a better idea than starting with two. But I really wanted to start with two, especially because that got us to the airport and hit a relatively good amount of residential area. But it does require a significant amount more construction cost and significant amount number of more trains. In theory, ridership should pay for train costs, but they aren't really doing that a ton. They also aren't giving you like ridership and capacity numbers for each line, like per train. That'd be really nice to have. I would love to know what are good and what aren't. All right, we're going to slow things down a bit because we're getting into the evening hours. We're seeing very little ridership on P West. Okay, there's someone's coming onto the train at 9 in the evening? Out here? That's wild. Okay, someone's leaving, that makes sense. Late night in the city. Late night at work or early night at the city. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Okay, it's still only 10:30. Yep, it is. Okay, there's some people using P West when we're closer to the hospital area. It might be worth extending P like out to here. Okay, here's a late night person. Okay. Okay. It's not no one. But now we are officially into late night. I'm seeing nothing happening. I feel like this. Oh, there was someone there. But most people are going to this station. Any of the dots I'm seeing are like here. And then maybe here. So it would make sense to extend P out one more, I think. Okay, now we're at general nighttime. Okay, someone used that station, that tracks. All this is telling me is that it would make more sense to extend P to here and include this in P West, which is much lower service. Let's look at our ridership numbers. Yeah. That seems like it would make more sense. Because I am noticeably in the negative now. Hang on. And I'm in theory making money. Okay, because nighttime is when we lose money. Nighttime is when we lose a fair chunk. From 9 o'clock, yeah, we lose a good chunk of money. Okay, now I'm only in the thousands here. Yeah, we need to reduce. All right, P and P West, we're going to change your routes up. Edit route. Okay, so that means we need to add different crossovers though, doesn't it? Because if this is P West and it stops here, we need to put a crossover at this station on both sides of it, actually. And we don't have the money for that right now. Okay, so let's look discard changes. Yeah. We need to get to a point where we have the money to add in some crossovers there. Ooh, wow. Yeah, you are popping. Unfortunately, our money is not, like, fixing itself here. Okay, now hang on, though. Okay, these are the operational. We are, in theory, still making money every day. Our operational profit has never been negative, except into those early days. It's this all-time thing. Doesn't change much. Because here's the thing, I've made 12 million over 24 hours. My amount is negative. So the input and the output is super fluxy. Now, why am I never seeing this be red? If I'm in the negative so much, why is this? I haven't seen this go negative yet. And again, when we average out over 24 hours, profit, 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 profit. We had a jump in day 11. We've only made money since. Oh, wait, this is last 14 days. Okay, here we go, never mind. Last 24 hours. So this is what... So yeah, we're telling 39.5 versus 38. Oh, nope, there we go. We're now in the negative. Now on the positive again. Because the 5 o'clock rush is incredible. But the 6 o'clock rush hour usually drains us, right? usually. I mean, it is draining us at the moment. There we go. But again, this hasn't actually gone red very much at all. Our daily, yeah, we're still in that sort of, we're always in theory making money each day. So all of this hourly and minute fluxes should be canceling out. I don't know why our current balance stays negative. Because our expenses, it's literally just train operations. It's literally just train operations. And look at how we're now even 2 million in the negative. How are we operationally staying in the green, but our actual balance is going further and further negative? I'm so confused. What non-operational expenses are hitting us? Everything looks like it's operations. Singles who love being late. Something about just, it's a well-planned service. Tops PW is well-planned service? Oh, good lord. Oh, this is not good. And we're even further in the negative now. Someone explain to me. Okay, it's late hours. I'm sorry, you are losing this and this. We're having to cut some operations somehow. Wait, didn't we buy enough trains to put you on more here? Yeah. We're taking one off. I know we've had congestion issues on G before. You know what? We gotta just deal, I think. Alright, where is the problem here? Stratford Avenue. Where's Stratford in our system? Potomac, Rebel, McAfee, Hospital, Kings Highway, Wells. Stratford. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. Look at that. Okay. You had over 100 out of 800 spots still going. I am actually now noticeably overtime on my stream, just because like I've been fascinated, I guess. Um, no passengers at the Gold Kings Highway. Still 106 passengers at this. Oh, holy mackerel! What was that? What's it doing? That is weird UI. I don't know what. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, my budget is just so off. Adding the extension has actually narrowed the budget, unfortunately. Which I guess makes sense. We've added a low ridership line, so that line is probably losing us money. I wish you could see, like, line by line breakdowns of your expenses. I think I said that earlier. Profit, loss, profit, 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 loss, profit, 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 profit. Okay. I think my changes in the number of trains might have helped me there. We'll see how that goes after another couple days here. So actually this is how St. Louis is properly oriented. Alright. Midday downtime is over. We're in the green at the moment. No, we're not. Red, green, green. We're about to start the afternoon rush. Here we go. We put more trains on the tracks. 13, 14. I think we'll get up to 15. Yes, we will. Whoa, okay, that was interesting. Every once in a while, just a massive drop happens. I'm not sure why. We got more warnings. Okay, what now? Oh, I missed it. So, alright. There's a drop. Significant drop. Okay, the 5 o'clock hour. Yeah, the 5 o'clock hour just, like, kind of ruins us. Oh, here's the 6 o'clock hour. Wait a minute. Wait, was it 5 or 6 that normally ruined us? No, 5 was great. 6 o'clock. Okay, there's 7 breaking even. We are back in the green. So that train shift helped us. I would love at the end of this, like, I would love to make sure I have enough money to make the crossovers that I want and shift P over a little bit. Okay, and now we are massively under. So here's the thing, changing your balance over the past hour is measuring the thousands, but I'm suddenly in the negative million again. These numbers just do not compute for me. Oh, wow. Well, operations is just not really worth it. We have just 2 trains running. It's just 1 train each on the more central routes. Balance over time. Huh. Wow, something cracked. So, okay, from yesterday to today, I have seen an overall increase. Let's see if we can top out over 2 million during the next evening rush. And so here's the thing, these are hour by hour shifts. The measuring the changes in the thousands, like just single thousands, definitely not what we're seeing. So that number's, I don't think, accurate. again, we're still above where we were yesterday. These morning rush really helping us out. Quite helping us out. That's impressive. Oh no, where, okay, hang on. Don't do that. Again, we're still doing better than we are on the 24-hour measurement here, which is nice. Come on, can we break 2 mil? Oh, wait, all of a sudden now it's saying we were over 2 mil. No, the graph is just wrong. 1.66, that is not 2. And, okay, that's appropriately 3. Oh, because that's a 1.5. Okay, because the scale keeps changing. Yep. I know how to read graphs. I promise. So basically what we're seeing here is I have a day-to-day swing of about 4.5 million. Well, so there's 166. It bottoms out at 1.4. Oh no, so no, that was 3.5 million. Now that was 3.5 million up, 3 down. Let's see if we can do 3.5 up again, which should get me again, yeah, to 2 million. Once we get through our peak at the 5 p.m. rush hour. Although here now, we're not quite on a 24-hour increase. That's like pretty flatlined. Wow. 1 o'clock. Thanks for the bump there. And we are now above where we were yesterday afternoon. Dang, okay. Maybe we are on the up and up now. That'd be nice. Okay, somewhat flatlined again. Well, we're on. Okay. So here's the thing. Yeah, it seems like we make about 3.5 million per day-ish. Because there's -1.4 up to 3. Actually, so that's 4.5 million in a day and climbing. And then losing about 3 as we go through each nightly period. So we are making money over time. I should actually go back to the daily thing here. Okay, now we've separated that out a little bit more. It's going to take a long time for us to be able to buy track extensions, buy a completely new route. We would probably have to raise our ticket prices if we wanted to really fund a new route somewhere. Obviously, our budget can go in the negative. I wonder if it lets us deficit spend this game. It'd be fun to test that. But I think we're relatively safe to say I'm going to go in and build those crossovers now so that we have the ability to use McKnight. Insufficient funds, see details. 24 million. Clear. Blueprints, yep. So hang on. If I want to, let's try that again. Can't increase, a crossover already exists. Wait, really? Crossover already exists. Okay. If you say so. All right, so when we go into the late night whatever, we're going to update our routes. All right. So actually then, yes, we are going to, all right, we're down here. Let's turn, okay, that's off, that's already off. Pause. Okay, I think, no, there's a train there? No, that's just a terminal. All right, so what we're gonna do here, while we are paused, let's trash these routes and redo them. New route, redoing P, light metro, create route, stations. All right, so let's now. Unfortunately, we have now lost all of the information that we had. I think 126 was where we had left off. All right, so that's there. Yes, we've now extended this over by 1. Okay. Confirm changes, trains. 1 here, 2, 6. 4 cars per train. Now let's unpause. And immediately we're up to 2. Awesome. So now the nice thing is P West. Oh, heck! Uh-oh. Oh, it's not accepting the crossover that I put on. Again, probably because I don't have the money for it. Ah, never mind. All right, let's clear this off. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Oh, and we're not even in the 2-hour thing again. All right, trash P. Let's recreate. All right, so we don't have the money for the crossovers like I thought we did. Unfortunate. I'll just recreate what we had earlier. Yeah, like this. Work with what we had. 1560. Confirm changes, trains 1, 2, 6. Yeah, we're gonna stay there. All right. Got 1 train right now. 2 trains. Okay. Now we recreate P West. P West. Save changes. Stations edit. And we just start here again. For whatever reason, it did not like the crossovers. We got 9, 10. Yes. Confirm changes, trains, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we play. So that was an unfortunate pause in service overnight for the P lines. But, you know, we'll make it work. Again, hourly, We are making money each day, even if the ebb and flow, per hour is noticeably more than the day to day. I went down to about 120, like less than 130,000. Made some money, lost a lot. Somehow, those were just awful days. And now we're kind of back in the green. Our profit was really low those days, with relatively consistent train costs. I did switch operations, and that has helped, which has made this profit a lot better. Yeah, that works. We will eventually work toward getting those other lines. But I've now like overstayed my stream by half an hour. Just because I'm enjoying this. You can hear that I'm frustrated with things, but I'm honestly enjoying this. It just keeps going. I may even try a third attempt at St. Louis, maybe just do the first line, make sure that it's profitable, and then make the second line. Because I obviously have the money to have made these two lines as they currently are, but the operations haven't been great. And I would like to maybe include more of those crossovers. Let me try one more time to see what happens if I try to build a crossover. Because it says crossover already exists at that location. Well, then why were you messing with me earlier? Yeah. If I try to go here, insufficient funds. Clear blueprints. Okay, yeah. So for whatever reason, it thought I had 24 million to build crossovers at McKnight earlier, and now it thinks they're there, but I couldn't pay for them, so they're not functional if I try to make a route. I don't know what's up with that. But we are now on day 17. It hasn't even been 3 weeks, y'all. I've done a lot with this metro system in 3 weeks, and obviously 3 weeks is not enough to like base a long-term budget on. You have no clue how variability will change in just a 3-week period. But yeah, that is Subway Builder. I am probably going to lose a heck of a lot more time in this game. I'm going to have to study how to do it really well. But yeah, this is fun. That's all I got. I think it just generally auto saves. So if I now go, load/save. Here we are. So I'm going to call this STLV1. I did not save the tutorial part, because we clearly messed that one up, but we'll save this. Just now. Awesome. All right, let's go back and... Oh, here's the transit feed. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got how many? Okay, not a lot. People tweeted about it on the 7th and then tweeted about it again on the 16th, and that's been about it. So 21 stations opened. Just took the G line smooth. Packed like sardines. We need more trains. I'm thinking that's probably one of the biggest reasons why you would want to build just one line to start instead of two. Let's see, what else are they saying? This is just, okay, so our transit advertising, people saying smooth rides. Someone saying packed like sardines again. Why is it not in my neighborhood? Silly stuff. Okay. Let's exit. Thanks for watching. For anyone who's tried to sit through this whole 3.5-hour thing with me on the VOD. Do all the fun YouTube stuff. Hit like if you liked the video. Subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see more like this or more of any of my other stuff. I have a link down in my Ko-fi in the description below. If you want to support me buying more games, it is always appreciated. And with that, I will see y'all later. Bye.